So we've all been there. You want to celebrate somebody's birthday or their anniversary, or you're really trying to blow away that Valentine's this year, but you just don't know where to start. You want to try something different and maybe even spice things up with your partner, but you don't want it to be too hard. Because you don't know where to start, we're going to help you out. Maybe you don't have at your disposal all of the fanciest kitchen gadgets or equipment or techniques or knowledge, and that's fine. It's absolutely fine. But what you do have is good intentions, and that was good enough to land you on this video. So let's take all of the thought process out of it for you. Let us be your guide here, and let us show you how to make the ultimate date night dessert, the chocolate chip cookie lava cake. It is going to be soft, it's going to be crispy on the outside, it's going to be full of melted chocolate, and we're going to finish this whole thing off with a little bit of ice cream, as well as some caramel. We're going to show you a cool little trick on how to make the caramel, so just stay tuned through the video and watch what's going on, and we're going to hook you up with some cooking knowledge. But like all of our other cookie recipes, they start with one thing, and that's brown butter. Now, we've shown you how to make brown butter on the channel before, but we're going to do a quick little recap of it, and something I'd left out in the other video that I want to be made known now is once the color starts changing and it starts moving from that golden brown to brown color, that's when you want to transition it off the heat. Don't keep it in the pan until everything is dark brown, because by that point, by the time you transfer it, it's just gonna be burnt. Once you have your brown butter transferred into that heat resistant bowl, go ahead and pop it into the fridge, or if you live in New England like we do, pop that sumbitch outside and just give it a half hour to an hour. You're not actually looking for it to be a firm block. You're just looking for it to be a little bit stiffer, and you want it to not be so hot that if you were to, let's say, crack an egg into the mixture, you would end up with weird, sugary, buttery scrambled eggs. All right, so now that we have our brown butter situated, we're gonna go in with 1.5 cups of dark brown sugar and half a cup of white sugar. So we're gonna kick this thing onto a slower speed just to get it going without kicking sugar all over the place, because that would suck. Once you let it go for a minute and it starts spinning and kind of creating this little dough in the bottom there, we're gonna rip it up a little bit. So when we kick the speed of it up, we're actually trying to incorporate air into the mixture, which is going to make the creaming process much more successful when it makes everything light and fluffy. So this is the elusive one-handed egg crack shot. Now, T and I have been actually aiming to do this forever. And every video we've done this for gets binned or scrapped because of some outside interference, and it's a tragedy, but it is what it is. What in the hell? So in order to make this happen, all you're aiming to do is to smack the egg right on the center here. You're gonna hold it in your hand like this. I do between the ring finger and the pointer. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna smack this into a flat surface, which is the counter. So we're gonna walk through this one pretty slow. So we're gonna take it, and with a decent amount of force, not enough to drive your hand through the egg and into the counter, but you just wanna give it like a tap. Like a quick little forceful tap. So you'll hear it, and then you'll pick it up and it goes, oh, it didn't do what we wanted to, so we'll do it again, a little bit higher. We'll go right there, see? There's the split on the egg. Once you have the egg split like this, all you're gonna do is take your finger, you apply a little bit of pressure to it, and oh look, the egg is already beginning to separate. And then in order to complete the crack, you're going to push up on the shell, and you're gonna see it's gonna try to split the entire length of the egg. So for us, we're gonna follow this up to the bowl, and we're just gonna crack and drop the egg in. Now, there's only 2 eggs in this, and we're gonna incorporate them one at a time. So give it like, for this one, give it like 15-20 seconds, make sure that it is actually all the way in there. And then we're gonna kill the speed on this bad boy, and we're gonna go in with eggy number 2. With a decent amount of force, not enough to drive your hand through the egg and into the counter. We're gonna aim for it right there. We go boop. You're gonna fuck that egg all the way up, and you're just gonna push it up. And oh, we're not gonna use that one. we're gonna save that one for the blooper reel, bud. So we've come a long way in the batter already, right? You can tell that with the addition of the eggs, that it looks a little bit more appealing. It looks a little bit better whipped. It looks a little better incorporated, and that's because the egg yolk is doing a lot of heavy lifting and making sure that this is emulsified. And now that our creamed mixture is good and ready to go, we're gonna give it a quick scrape around the sides, and then we're gonna go in with our dry ingredients. So we're gonna go in with 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, a 1/4 teaspoon of espresso powder, and then we're gonna go in now with a 1/2 teaspoon boom of cinnamon. Wild card. This is gonna be great. This is gonna make everything a lot better. So now that we have our dry mixture ready to go, we're gonna go in. We'll do it in 2 batches on this one. We're gonna go half at first. Again, starting on the low setting so we don't make a massive mess. Just to get everything nice and incorporated, hanging out together. And then we're gonna go in with the other half. Up we go. Turn that bad boy on. And it's the same deal. We're just gonna let it run until everything's nice and incorporated. So we're gonna go in with half a cup of chopped walnuts. And then we're gonna go in with half a cup of dark chocolate chips. Before we pop this into the fridge to chill, we're actually gonna form it to the bowl. There's no right or wrong amount for this. We're just gonna go in and we're gonna press it into the bottom. As I'm doing this, I'm going to push it into the sides so that I can create a well that I'm going to drop chocolate chips into, which is going to create that molten lava center that you're looking for in a lava cake. Don't worry about an even thickness or any of that other stuff, like this was a pie crust or something. It's gonna puff and expand a little bit during the baking process, and that's perfectly fine because the important part to making this actually work the way we want it to is going to be loading it with chocolate chips. There we go. We're using dark chocolate morsels because I believe the cookie is so sweet that you can balance it out with a little bit of bitter chocolate. If you prefer milk chocolate or semi-sweet, or that's all you have on hand, they're gonna work perfectly fine. So to this, we're just gonna top it off with a lid. And we're just gonna take our finger, our thumb, and we're gonna crimp the edges together. And that, we're just gonna pinch it together is all that means. We're gonna make it so that there's just one solid piece of cookie dough in here. All right, so the only thing left to do here is we're just gonna do one hole right in the center to give it kind of like a little steam vent, and we're good to go on that. Then we're gonna pop it in the fridge and let it rest for 30 minutes, which is going to allow the flour to hydrate. Now that we've allowed it to rest, we're going to preheat the oven to 350 convection or 375 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna bake this for about 20 to 25 minutes maximum. And then we're going to start the caramel sauce. So we're gonna go in with 1 cup of sugar, and we're going to go in with a half cup of water. Now I'm just gonna let those 2 things hang out, give it a little bit of a shake, and we're gonna turn the heat on to medium temperature. So the reason that we're gonna shake it or swirl it as opposed to stirring it is because for whatever reason, if you stir it, it's gonna cause it to form sugar crystals, and instead of getting a smooth, decadent caramel sauce, we're going to end up with sugar crystals and rock candy forming at the bottom of the pan. This is what we're looking for. So we've cooked most of the water out of the caramel, and now we're gonna enter the stage where it starts changing color. So we're gonna go from clear to almost an amber color, and we're gonna go from the amber to a more familiar darker brown caramel color. So once you've reached this point, this dark brown color, we're gonna take it off the heat to avoid it burning, and then we're going to add the 1 cup of ice cream. We're using a chocolate peanut butter ice cream. Feel free to use regular chocolate or just straight vanilla. And then this is going to cool down the sugar a little bit, as well as it's just our new favorite shortcut to making caramel sauce with stuff that we have at home. We're almost always more likely to have ice cream on hand than we are to have actual heavy cream on hand. So this is it. This is our new favorite food hack. There it is. There is your caramel sauce. So in order to dress this guy up and get him ready to ship to either ourselves or the loved ones we're going to share this thing with, we're gonna go in with 3 scoops, big ass scoops, of vanilla ice cream. And then we're gonna finish it with that homemade chocolate peanut butter caramel sauce. God damn. So y'all already know the deal at this point. If you enjoyed what we did, you found something we did funny, or you really liked the video, just go ahead and give us a thumbs up, and please press the subscribe button as it really helps us reach our goal of trying to do this full time. Now we have several chocolate chip cookie lava cakes that we need to enjoy as a crew here, so I'm gonna get going, and as always, much love, be good y'all, and peace.